Hello, my friends. Welcome back to my channel. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that I've been away for so long. I took a break, a longer break than I expected, from coloring and the coloring groups and all of that. Just kind of it was getting me down. The whole AI thing was really getting me down, and I needed to take a little mental health break. So during that time that I was gone, I've been teaching myself watercolors through watching others, watching some wonderful artists and teachers on YouTube and on Patreon. And I've kind of become obsessed with them a little bit. And I feel like that's all I want to do now is paint with watercolors right now while I'm learning, and it's new and it's exciting. And I just keep wanting, as soon as I finish one piece, I'm ready to do the next. But I know that you guys have been waiting for another coloring page here on the channel from me. So I thought I would do Nerissa. This is the lovely mermaid that I did for May, for Mermay. I did not get her finished in time to join the big Merfest event, but you should still go check that out because there's a lot of wonderful artists and mermaid coloring pages in that. I think if you search hashtag Merfest on Etsy, you can find a bunch of those over there. But that's okay. So this is what we're going to work on. This is the medium grayscale version on my Nina Desert Storm paper. And it feels really awkward. 6 weeks is like a long time to not pick up my pencils, and I feel like I'm all out of practice and discombobulated, but I'm going to do my best to do a nice job for you. So hopefully it will turn out okay. Okay, I'm going to start with my Chestnut Prismacolor, as I often do. And I think right now I'm going to start with the ear because I'm so notoriously bad at forgetting to do the ear. I will also mention that this time I am doing her flat. I am not using my easel that I usually use. I've kind of gotten used to, again, working flat on the paper. And the nice thing about working flat is I don't have a camera in my face, which can be a little bit annoying at times, I will have to say. All right, we're gonna just kind of ignore the sand that she has on her skin. Just color right over it. So I do think that I'm going to do some videos with the watercolors, kind of like when I was doing the pastels and the acrylics. It will not be an expert teaching you how to do stuff. It will be me teaching you what I've learned so far, and kind of watching me probably make a lot of mistakes. I'm still, yeah, you make a lot of mistakes when you start, when you're learning, but hopefully the idea is you learn each time from each piece that you do. You learn, oh, I shouldn't do that again. Or, oh, I wish I would have done that on the whole thing. So I will do that. I also am kind of wanting to try and do watercolor portrait. I don't know. We'll see. I just feels like that would be really hard. When I see other people do the watercolor portraits, there's some people I follow on Instagram that do watercolor portraits, and they're incredible. They just know exactly what to do. And a lot of the time, the portraits are not. They're not like, you know how when we're on our skin tones, we want those skin tones to be really smooth and natural looking. But I've seen a lot of watercolor portraits where the watercolor is definitely not all blended out and smooth. It's a more artistic way to do the portraits, but they look so good. And I just don't know if I will be able to achieve that. I've been trying to do kind of a looser style in my watercolors, and it's just not happening. It's just, I don't know if my brain knows how to do that. And I wish that I could. I wish it did know how to do that. But I always seem to, my watercolors always seem to be very saturated and very kind of, more realistic. Even when if I try and do loose, it winds up in the garbage can because I just hate it so much when I'm finished. And I know I always tell people, save all of your work, because you might look back and see how far you've come. Yeah, well, that's not happening with some of these loose ones that I've tried, because they're just really, really bad. So sometimes you just have to go, you know what? You can still like something very much, even though it may not be my style. So we'll see. You never know. I learned to never say never, because you never know what could happen in the future, or what you can learn how to do. That's kind of the fun thing for art. The fun thing about art for me is that you never know what you're going to be doing. Am I in frame? No, of course I'm not in frame. Okay, sorry about that. That is one of the downfalls about not having the camera right in front of my face, is that I don't always notice when I'm out of frame. So, sorry. So this right here, all up in here, is kind of me just kind of trying to warm up that gray of the grayscale. And I suppose I better do some shadows underneath here too. Make sure I'm in frame. Let's do these eyes. So at night these days, my husband and I have been streaming. Well, let me backtrack. So it started out where TNT, I think, announced that they were going to be showing True Blood. And we started watching that years ago when it first came on to HBO, because I had been a fan of the Sookie Stackhouse novels, and so we started watching True Blood. And I think we lasted about one season, maybe a season and a half, before I finally said to my husband, you know what, I can't take it. It's too, it's just too gory. It's too icky. So we stopped watching it. And then when TNT came on and said that they were going to be showing it, I thought, okay, cool. Because I thought, well, surely they're going to cut out the most graphic parts, and so we'll start to watch it. So we did. We watched the first season on TNT, and then we were expecting, it to continue with season 2, and we couldn't find it. And by that time, we were kind of committed and into it, and so we started watching it on HBO, on HBO Max, I think. But anyway, so we started watching it. So now we're up to like season 5, and I just, I usually have an iPad or something on my lap at night when we're watching TV. So I just, turn away or whatever. If it's really gross, I just don't watch. But I'm getting so frustrated because I cannot believe, I did not expect how far they, what's the word? There's a word for that. My brain just stopped working. Strayed is not the word, but that's the one I'll use. How far they strayed from the books, like ridiculous, like to where I'm yelling at the TV screen. Like, that's not Claude or whatever, I'm yelling about the different characters because, or Claudine, like all these characters are so not, and yeah. Anyway, if you don't watch the show, you have no idea what I'm talking about, or if you haven't read the books, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But like the first one that was just really, really annoying to me was Debbie Pelt, and how different they made Debbie Pelt in the series. But anyway, my point was that I get quite frustrated. And yet, even though I'm getting frustrated and I'm yelling at the TV screen that they're not doing it right, I still can't wait every night for us to sit down and put it on. So what am I doing? I'm listening to the books again because I have them on audiobook. I'm listening to the books again at the same time that I'm watching the show on TV. And the timing is not the same. The timing is, it's not matched up, but nonetheless, I just had to, it was like, no, I can't. I have to listen to the way it's supposed to be. I haven't quite figured out why they felt it necessary to stray so far from the story. There's some things about it that I was really happy with. I like that they kept. Oh, sorry, brain stopped working again. Oh my goodness, I really hate it when that happens. think my brain stops working when I start coloring, concentrating on what I'm doing. Sorry, I cannot think of it. Oh, Lafayette, that's his name. I like that they kept Lafayette in the series because I think he's a really interesting character, and the actor that played him is great. That's a great character. So that was a good change. But some of the changes that they made in the personality of the characters is so different. My husband just keeps looking at me and shaking his head like, you just have to think of it as it's a completely different, it's a completely different story. It is not, it's not your book. It's like, I know. All right, let's see how we want to do this. I think what we'll do on the sand is we're going to do it just the same way that I did it to get it this way. And I think we're going to use some acrylic paint pens to do the sand. Okay. A little bit under here. Anyway, the other reason that I really enjoy the books over the series is that, HBO likes to make things a lot more graphic than they need to. I'm not sure why, but they do. That's just what HBO does. So when I'm listening to a book, it's only as graphic as my mind chooses to make it, which I really like. So anyway, that's what I've been doing at night. All right, let me pull out some of my peachy colors here. And I think I'm just going to revert back to probably mostly using my Prismas, just because the muscle memory is there for the Prismas. So, all right, let's do some peach, I think. Let's do some peach. So that's PC 939 in peach. Ear. Actually, let me pull out my white. Wow, I am just really not prepared here. My pencil sharpener is all the way over on the other side of the table because I haven't been using it. All right. So, loud noise. Let's put a little bit of white on the top of this ear here. Just that one for now. Back to the peach. Before I forget, I'm going to take my white. I'm going to do some here. Let's go ahead and do some on the top of her nose. The hardest part for me with watercolors, 100% the hardest part for me is the preserving the whites. I get so used to being able to add white on top, especially with this paper, or when I was doing acrylics, or when I was doing pastels. I could always do light over dark. And you can't do that with watercolor at all. You can add opaque gouache, white gouache, and I've done that a couple times in some areas. All right, I got a little carried away with that with that white. Let's see if we can pull it back a little bit. All right, that's fine. But yeah, that's been the hardest part for me, is not getting color in the areas that I don't want color. It would probably be easier for me if I had started out with my colored pencils coloring on white paper, which I did, but I quickly discovered this tan paper and switched to it, and so it's not it's not something I'm really comfortable with yet, doing those completely working light to dark. I hope she's showing up okay on camera. Like, when I look through the viewfinder, it doesn't even hardly look like I put any color on her face, but there's a lot of color on her face already. All right, let's switch to the light peach. Let's do some up here. Oh, I'm having a little bit of an issue with light, with the lights just really reflecting too much for me. I thought I was going to be able to do this flat, but I might have to switch because I'm having a hard time seeing what I'm doing here. The wax is just shining a lot. All right, so I think I'm gonna stop the camera and reset up and see if I can maybe go back to doing it on an angle, because from what I can see here, it's just all nothing but shiny. And that's kind of annoying. So I will be right back. Okay, hopefully this is better for you as well. Because now I'm not having that sheen from the pencils. I do prefer to work flat, I think, but filming wise, it just does not work well. At least for me and the kind of lighting that I have. I don't like the way I've done. I don't like the way I think I've done this line here. So I'm just going to see if I can pull that out a little bit. All right, I'm going to see if I can. I think that's better. I'm going to put just a little bit more color under here. All right, let's keep going with the peach, light peach. I'm not super happy with what is going on here. I don't know if I was just talking too much or what. guess that's okay. All right, so let's do a little of this light peach in here. Oh, yeah, okay. So I'm a dummy, and I'm calling this light peach, and that was actually peach. Because I'm looking at this and I'm going, boy, that does not look very light pinky color. Yeah, that's because it wasn't. That's okay, though. Do some of, I guess some of this light peach here. Put some regular peach in here. We are using light peach now. All right, what do I want now? Don't know. Okay, let's do some grade lavender. This is PC 1026. Just a little bit. I'm not sure how much of this I want to use yet. Because I think I want to make her quite tan. So probably more burnt ochre. Yeah, I don't think I want to use a whole lot of that. All right, let's try, let's do some Nectar. Nectar is PC 1092. It might be time to add, it might be time to do white before Nectar. Get those highlights on the cheeks and the forehead and stuff in here. So, white. I'm going to go very, very lightly because if I don't, I'm afraid I will have too much of a dark pencil, well, light pencil marks. I'm kind of having to not really relearn, but remember about my pressures and stuff. It's funny how when you don't use a skill for a long time, you kind of have to remember how to do it again. I feel like I kind of messed this one up because when I first did it, I put too much pressure down and made it too harsh, and then I covered it up, and now I guess it's going to be okay. Gotta do something on that forehead. I think I left too much light in the center, but that light peach I think was just too pink. So I think we're going to come back with regular peach. All right, regular peach. Very light pressure, just kind of blending into the white in the center here. That's good. Let's try some burnt ochre, PC 943. Let me come down here. See, I'm too high. All right, I was going to start on the forehead, but I'm kind of tempted to start on the tops of the cheeks. Really light pressure. I'm gonna need to pull out an extender. I know that that looks like it's plenty long, and it really is if it was in, if I was just by myself, but I think when I'm filming, a little bit longer is better. I like this color. I'm looking at this crown that this little gold circlet kind of crown thingy that she's got on, and I'm really tempted to just do it in metallic gold paint. Boy, it really, this is really warming her up, giving her that nice glow, sun-kissed glow that I want her to have. My pencil, I was going to call it a pencil lead, but the pencil, we'll just call it a pencil, is barely touching the paper. It's just, we're just glazing this color on as lightly as we can. Let's not forget the ears like I know that I would. I think I need to put some peach or something here. I might try the light peach. I don't know why, just I think it'll be a good one for blending. I'm going to do a little bit more of the straight peach in here. All right, let's use the burnt ochre. Shall we switch to sienna or terracotta? I don't know. I rearranged all my pencils and redid my charts, which are going to go up on Etsy eventually. No, I think I want something browner. So where my pencils I made some changes that I've been needing to make for quite a long time, just in my own opinion. There were some things that I had done when I originally put them in order that I was not happy with. So give me a second. I gotta figure out where the color I want is, because I can't find it, because I moved stuff around. There, okay. Oh, I was looking right at it. Okay, so this is PC 945 Sienna Brown, and it's a little bit browner than that burnt ochre that we were using. So I know that I use freckles in a lot of my pieces. You guys don't have to do the freckles if you don't want to. I just really like them. And so I think specifically in this case, I think freckles are very appropriate for her because she's outside all the time. So so her skin would be a little kissed by the sun, so to speak. But yes, I do like freckles. For me, I think it's one of those things that takes away the complete perfection of perfectly smooth skin, which nobody really has. It just gives the face a little bit more interest. So remember to keep them, if you are going to do the freckles, remember to keep them very random. And try and have them be different sizes. So some you can just like dot, and then others you're going to want to add, you know, a little circle, make it a little bit bigger and a little softer. Those are usually a little softer. Probably won't be able to tell that the freckles are up here because we're going to have the sand on our skin up there. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with the way that that is looking. I'm going to bring some more white in. I'm debating on if I want to bring some pink into her face. Let's try blush pink because it's a little bit more of an orangey pink, and it's lighter. All right, just bear with me for a minute while I decide what to do, because I don't really want her to look like she's got blush on. I want her to have kind of a more natural look. So I don't think that that pink is going to be the right thing to use. Let's do a little bit more white. And a little bit more peach. think I'm going to want some more chestnut up in there. So, right in the crease. And we'll blend it out a little bit. All right, I'm not happy yet. All right, I'm going to put some espresso in here. Let's try burnt. No, 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 no. Let's try, I guess, chestnut again. I'm gonna do little teeny tiny circles. Just shading this upper lid a little bit. That's better. This is light peach. All right, I want to do the lips. So let's do still think I have some blending to do on her skin, but I'm just feeling the great desire to do her lips. All right, I think I want mahogany. All right, I'm gonna do just a little bit of this nectar. So very light with the nectar. I'm not sure which pink I want to use, so let's put some regular pink, which is PC 929. Let's put some of this in here. All right, then I think mahogany is too pink. I want kind of an orangey. Let's use henna. PC 1031. little bit more pink. Let's do blush pink. Oh, I like that. That's good. Let's get some darker. We need to get some more dark in here, though. But I think darker. I can either do espresso or I can do black. Let's go with black. This is my Sperrfarben black. Use a polychromos black if you don't have this, because I think the Prisma black is too soft and too cool. Soften that down just a little bit. Okay, I'm happy with that. Is the skin ready to be done? I feel like there's areas here where I don't have enough pigment on here quite yet, so I'm just going to take my peach. Kind of tempted to revisit that lavender color. Grade lavender. All right, I need some darker in here. Don't do this yet. I'm just checking. All right, so when I'm using my Luminance Warm Earth, Dark Flesh, Warm Earth, and I always say, you know, try espresso instead. This is what you're going to get when you use the espresso instead of that warm earth. So it's really a decent substitute. A little bit of white just kind of like the bounced light on the bottom of her chin. Sorry, I know I have a really bad habit of having incomplete statements, incomplete thoughts. All right, I want to finish her ears. That's what I want to do. That was peach. This is light peach. All right, let's do her eyes. I want her, ooh, what are we gonna do with her eyes? Let's do her eyes with some really awesome colors. I'm pulling a few things out. I'm not sure what I'm gonna use yet. Peacock blue, peacock green. All right, let's just try a few things and see where we land. I'm going to start with peacock green on the outer edge. Oh, this might be too orange. Okay, never mind. We're not going to use that one. Let's use sable instead. Sand, sorry, sand. I don't know why I always want to call that one sable. It sounds like such a, I guess it sounds like it's a prettier color. Oh, and before I get too carried away, I'm going to use sky blue light instead of white for these highlights. All right, so a little bit of this sand color. I'm gonna do a little bit of mineral orange. And then I have this aquamarine that I'm also debating on just jade green. So let's start with the jade green. And then let's is that what I want? You know what? Maybe we do. Let's do Cobalt Turquoise instead. That's PC 105. I'm just going to lightly flick those to the center. And then I'm going to use this sand color again to, it's going to kind of take the blue and even give it a little bit of a greenish cast. And then black. think I'm going to take this Peacock Green over the top of that highlight. Okay. Then we need some let's try 20% cool gray. And then some 50% cool gray. %, cool gray. %, cool gray. And we'll use the Nectar. Oh, let's put a little bit of white in here first. A couple little white dots. Do I want Nectar or do I want to go straight for Henna? We'll use the Nectar first. Actually, we can use that on the waterline. Then Henna. Just going to blend that a little bit with this 20% cool gray. I think I want a little bit more in the corner. All right, let's break out the black. If you did my eye worksheet, what did I do there? I've got a weird, blue line right there. I must have accidentally scratched the paper with it or touched the paper with it. If you did my coloring eyes coloring page, where it kind of helped, gave you a little bit of a practice for eyes. It also includes a worksheet for practicing eyelashes. I've got a lot of really nice feedback from people who struggled with doing eyelashes because they're always afraid to kind of, practice or try it on their coloring pages. But the eye worksheet has like many eyes, the same eye over and over again, but it gives you a chance to just practice and practice and practice that kind of curved and pointed eyelash that's going to give you a little bit more natural of a look. So that was nice to hear from people that they liked it. And hopefully I will do one of those for lips as well. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. I'm just being honest. All right, I'm going to just darken these just a tiny little bit. All right, let's do her eyebrows, because I am going to be making her a dark-haired beauty. So I think I want to give her a little more of an eyebrow coming down. So I would start right about here. All right, so I didn't use any blender on this, which is kind of cool. I do think we need to blend her neck a little bit. Chestnut, just I'm fixing something here that I think I am going to try and find my blender and see. It's been so long since I've had any art supplies out. Sorry, color, you know, pencils, coloring supplies out. I don't know where everything is anymore. Go. Oh, I need to add some black underneath her nose for her nostrils, I think. Just a little bit. I don't. Yeah, just like that. I'm thinking. I'm just debating on if I want a little bit more sun. This was the burnt ochre. I think on the tops of the ears, probably. And the nose. I like the extra little bit of warmth. Okay, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. So, yeah, there we go. There's our mermaid skin. And when we come back next time, I will probably, well, the hair is not going to take very long at all. So we'll see how far we get. I think the hair will be quite fast, and then we'll work on the shells and stuff. So until I see you guys on the next one, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Happy coloring. Bye.